No one can harbor any doubt in their minds that Jamaicans didn't prepare for Hurricane Beryl. For most of the indications, or people took the storm seriously. There were a few instances where young people in Kingston, George, were captured in videos in the streets acting ignorant, even in the presence of our law enforcement officers. But for the most part, Jamaicans readied themselves and their properties for burial. And it was no different in St. Elizabeth, where for many decades, George, us country people have practiced one hurricane preparation technique. That's tying down our houses. Like literally, rope is thrown across the roof and anchored on either sides to grilling at the base of our homes and sturdy trees that may be in our yards. And it's a practice that has helped over the years to save some homes. But for a lot of people in St. Elizabeth, one of the worst affected parishes, as you know, this measure and others, they were no match for Beryl, with her eye wall hitting against the southern belt of the parish with continuous winds and rain for about 12 hours on Wednesday. And in its aftermath, just profound loss to property, valuables, and livelihoods. But what is resonating with me is what is good about Jamaicans being on display since the passing of Beryl, George, and our listeners. That spirit within us to, rally about or rally around our people in times of hardship. And it took me back to 2007 after Hurricane Dean, when after that storm we were, meaning myself and my family, we were looking up in the heavens across every room upstairs at home in St. Elizabeth. I mean, our roof completely went.
What?
And I remember, George, on construction day, people just came by the dozens to help. People came from everywhere. The women came to cook, and no one stopped to ask for $1. They just came. Construction is happening. You're repairing your home. They just came and helped. And in the early days after Beryl, the same thing is being demonstrated by our people, whether it be in St. Elizabeth or elsewhere. And I've stopped counting the number of relief efforts that Jamaicans, our people in the diaspora, have been moved to get underway. Food supply drives, funding platforms activated, past student associations pushing out donation platforms. So many people in their small circles, not waiting for anyone to ask them to do something. They're just getting up and doing it without hesitation. So many of you individually as well, I've been hearing the stories, and groups from the private sector have already been on the ground in St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon, giving back with care packages, knowing that in the aftermath of Beryl, people need food and dry clothing as a start. And I've heard stories too of employers taking extra money from their own accounts to work to give to their employees who needed immediate relief supplies after being impacted by the storm. All the neighbors out there rallying around their neighbors who've lost their homes or the roofs of their homes. So many of you have given your neighbors a safe space to lay their heads at night while they work now to pick up the pieces. And George and our listeners, our YouTubers, I believe that presents the true spirit of what it means to be Jamaican. Kindness and community oneness. You've opened your doors, your arms, and your resources to our fellow citizens in need. Only yesterday I saw a story, George, out of St. Elizabeth with one of our local doctors moving closer to one of the most impacted areas in the afternoons. That's Treasure Beach, offering blood pressure and blood sugar checks and looking after minor trauma such as nail puncture or zinc sheet cuts, which more than likely happened to a few people.
Which doctor?
Hello to you, Dr. Vish. So good morning to you, and thank you so much for your service. Because more than likely you had people who, whether it be now they're trying to repair their homes, got a nail puncture, or during the storm or something like that, got cut from a zinc, from roofing. And I'm heartened by the outpour of support by Jamaicans across the parishes worst affected. I was even further heartened yesterday afternoon to see the launch of the Building Jamaica Better Fund in partnership with the NCB Foundation. And as we reported in our newscast, the fund will allow for contributions to be made towards the Hurricane Beryl relief effort. And the NCB Foundation will match donations made through the fund up to the limit of $150 million US. And for those of you listening, and you can come on over to our YouTube channel, you wish to make donations, you can see a picture of what the website looks like so that you don't go to a fake website, although they tend to be so creative with trying to pull up a fake website on you. But I'm going to give you the name of the website. It's disasterfund.opm.gov.jm. Again, disasterfund.opm.gov.jm. It takes you to the website that we're now showing on our YouTube platform and allows you to donate in US or Jamaican dollars. So our people who listen to Nationwide 90 FM, you're in the diaspora and you wish to donate, you can donate in US dollars, Jamaican dollars. And the website is user-friendly. We're scrolling through the website now to show you how quickly the sign-up process is, how quickly it is for you to donate. And you can donate if you can, no matter how small it is. And while you might be doing your immediate outreach in your communities, donating to a fund that will mobilize resources from one unit will help in ensuring a broad benefit to those most affected based on the data gathered from the assessments done by our authorities here in Jamaica. Now, on the flip, George, and you said it yesterday correctly, as night follows day, because I'm also disappointed this morning because in the midst of Jamaicans troopering around those most affected, as I just said, you have people using fake relief drives to scam citizens and kind-hearted people. And vandalism and theft are also featuring at this time, with selfish people looking out for their own interests in an illegal manner. I mean, yesterday our telecommunications providers told us right here on Nationwide this morning that thieves have been stealing the diesel from their cell sites for their impacting restoration work and preventing families, for example, from contacting their loved ones. Then the fake relief efforts, a press release yesterday from the Anglican Diocese of Jamaica and the Cayman Islands with the headline, Hurricane Beryl Initiative Unauthorized, says Archbishop Gregory. Their release, there is circulation of a flyer which has captured Hurricane Beryl relief that claims to originate from the Deanery of Kingston, Diocese of Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, and that is soliciting donations from the public. Please be informed that the initiative is not authorized by the diocese and therefore accepts no responsibility for the receipt or handling of donations contributed. While individual members of the congregations and the nation are free to take whatever steps they deem necessary as part of their Beryl relief response, the initiative, while well-intentioned, is premature. The diocese will in due time issue an appropriate appeal to the members of the diocese and the public at large. Here's the thing, George, as I wrap up what's on my mind. There's never a time for, people to practice deceit or look out for their, interests in a selfish way or practice illegality. But now more than ever, I believe, those self-serving Jamaicans who are doing these things, stealing diesel, vandalizing over 50 equipments for Flow. Yeah. Flow told us yesterday, all of those things, or doing some sort of outreach when you know that your intentions are not good. When you get the money, it's not going to somebody whose roof is gone, whose valuables are gone. It's not going to somebody whose farm was ravaged. It's not going to somebody who lost a small shop. It's not going to somebody who came back the next day to their home after Hurricane Beryl and only saw the foundation to what was their home before, with all of their items wet, their furniture waterlogged. It's not going to somebody like that. It's going in your pockets. Now is not the time for that. If it is that you have a legitimate outreach or relief effort that is going to somebody who is in need, a true beneficiary, great. But if it's not, you must desist. And that's what's on my mind.